tool, it should not be your creative, it should not be your voice. Let me be your creative voice.
And why are you here?
To learn how to network like a pro, how to stand out.
Love it. My name is Brandon Wright. I am the owner of True Blue Home Service Ally, which is a home maintenance company of handyman service. We're a national franchise. I purchased this franchise last October. Well, actually September, and began business in the last week of October last year. I've worked in the trades throughout life in different genre. I'd say probably, if I added it all up, probably 15 years in total. The reason I'm here is refreshing myself. I actually spent 20 years in marketing myself. I've been in sales in some capacity since the age of 15, and put the math together on that one. But you can never learn enough or refresh your habits and memory of what you should be doing. So I don't care how good of a salesperson or marketer you are, you gotta refresh, you gotta refocus. So that's why I'm here.
Awesome.
Hi, I'm Sage. I'm an integrator at RC Auto Detail and Carpet Cleaning, and I am here to supervise Romy. I know. I am here to learn more about what Romy does and how I can benefit from the knowledge that he has.
Alright, how long you been with us?
Almost a year.
Awesome. Yeah, alright. And my name's Romy. I'm owner of RC Auto Detail and Carpet Cleaning and Sukless Coaching, which is what you're in right now. So I've been coaching for 23 years. I worked as a sales coach and trainer for Office Depot, Best Buy, Circuit City. I was a instructor for BNI, Business Networking International. I was one of their member success program trainers. I put 3,000 business owners through stuff like this. How to do things a little bit better, how to suck less and do better every day. Pretty much what it all comes down to. So I broke this into 12 sessions, and I do 2 of them a year. So there's 24 sessions altogether. And every time I teach a class or we all learn together. I edit and change every one of these damn near every time because we learn something different. And things change and edit and go different. So I live in Greeley, and then I have a shop there, a shop here in Fort Collins. With that, I started Sukless Coaching 3 years ago. Just a name and started charging for it. Before that, everything I just did for free. I do one-on-one coaching outside of here with individuals and businesses. Because I've been doing this this is our 20th year in business. My 20th year, I've been doing the same thing, same business, started it in my garage. So 20 years in, so I figured somewhere along the line, I'm still here and did it and doing the same damn thing, so I couldn't have screwed it up too bad.
Okay.
So I figured I'd share what I do and how it works, and everything we talk about, everything we do, I do every day. It's what keeps us in business, what keeps our doors open and our staff flowing. And currently there's 7 of us internally, and we have 19 subcontractors, which we call fractional employees. So there's 26 of us all together between both locations areas and service northern Colorado. So we have people everywhere, and we're doing this every single day. So we'll go through that a little bit, what we're talking about. So we'll just jump in and get started. So there's 2 sides to your paper. One's a bunch of stuff you can fill out. Figured I don't need to be in front of you for you guys to do that. The other side's a section for notes. And really we're gonna talk about networking. And when we talk about networking, we gotta start with, what is it? What do you think networking is?
Making connections.
All right. What else is networking? Let me see everything. What else do you think networking is?
Developing a body of trusted people that you work with, a team or a tribe, I think is what the word was. Yeah.
It is a form of marketing.
All right, form of marketing, anything else?
Complementing understanding your strengths or weaknesses. It's another portion of it. Or services, however you want to look at it.
Yeah. Where do we network?
Everywhere.
Where the people are.
Everywhere.
Where the people are. Alright, when?
As often as possible, consistently.
All the time. I mean, that's.
So what does that mean?
Well, even when you're just, maybe at the grocery store and you start talking to somebody in line and you have an opportunity to make a connection, learn who they are, or, say who you are, and always be the face of your business that you wanna be, how you wanna be seen. So it could be, around your daily goings abouts, or in things like this where you're actually learning, or, fun stuff like.
Right, cause this is a networking meeting, right?
Yeah, pretty much
Yeah, 'cause
everywhere,
I mean-
anytime you go out.
Case in point, a few weeks ago, I had a lady at the convenience store that I go into quite often that said, you know what, I need a couple things done around my house, would you mind? So,
Yeah, you're at the store.
at the store, at the convenience store.
Yeah. Sage?
Where do you network? Literally everywhere.
When?
When?
Everything anyway.
Whenever you're around new people or old people,
Yeah.
all the time.
Right, so like we were talking about today, when you're on your bike and you drive by a car that has faded headlights, what are you gonna do?
You take a picture, figure out where they're from, and give them a card or a call.
So we think about businesses all the time, so that's what we work on the automotive side of things, or if it's carpet cleaning, and we come in here and go, why is this so dirty? Yes, and it's the same thing all the time, when I go to my dentist office, I'm walking in there, I'm like, oh, good lord, dude. What? The bank, yeah, and I leave them card, I take pictures, and then we contact them and call them.
Your hair guy.
Oh, I get my hair cut at Scissors and Scotch, same thing, dude, you need your Nancy
Dude,
car cleaned.
What is that?
Yeah. Your car, your shop, so when, for me too, everywhere, it's every dude I talk to. So how do you do it? How do you network?
Confidently.
Confidently, what does that
Building
mean?
a connection.
Huh?
By building a connection. Confidently. Building a connection.
It's so much.
Intentionally, intentionality.
There you go, on purpose.
And it's about giving out just as much as you hope to take in.
Yeah, give.
Yeah.
Giver's gain, right, if you haven't heard
Oh, I
that.
know a guy,
Yes.
I know a guy.
Inquisitively would be another way of putting it too.
Yeah.
So as a connector,
As a connector, as,
and then why?
part of that web. Why it builds trust in you, A.
Okay. Why else do we network?
To form relationships that last.
There's 6 degrees of separation for everyone in the world, so you never know who knows who. that needs
Who knows
to-
who?
Who knows who, and
Because we need money.
Alright, that's number one.
I was gonna say, strengthens.
So number one reason, everything else is a side effect, number one reason we're gonna network is money. Cause you wouldn't do it otherwise.
Right.
Why would you network if you didn't wanna make money?
True.
That's why we're here to build relationships, build your team, your tribe, so everything here, all the side effect is you wouldn't be doing it if you didn't need money.
Yep.
You kinda would, we just call it something different, right?
Mhm.
Because then it'd just be family and friends and having a good time.
Socializing is what that is.
Yeah, you're just socializing, having a good time. So, now that we kinda know what networking is, now we gotta figure out how do you leave a lasting impression and how do you do it right? Well, let's start here. Let's start here. I'm sure this has not happened to anyone, ever, in the history of networking. Has there been any time you felt like something was wrong when you were networking? Well, let's go here. Have you ever avoided anyone in a networking group or organization?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we just turn it around. Who, the only person, or why?
The reasons that usually stand out to me of people that I avoid are the people that are in it for themselves only.
How does that sound?
What do you mean, how does it sound? Well,
How do you know? So what does that sound like?
so for me, like, take for instance like a red carpet. You'll see the people who just go in and the first thing they do is just start vomiting on you about everything about themselves. And never ask a question, never anything. And then they do it to 10 people in a row before they ever got to you. And so you see that whenever it's like, hey, I'm so-and-so when I do this, and then you never see them again. And then they go, those are the people that kind of.
Because what happens when we get into a networking situation, generally?
Yeah.
Especially when you're new, right? When you're just new to networking, you're new back into networking. So a lot of times, the first thing we're only doing it for a reason, right? Money.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes you can smell it, right?
Yeah.
Where you know you're in a bad spot, you need to make something happen.
Yeah.
And so I think they call it commission breath.
I've heard it said.
You heard
right,
that?
yeah.
I've heard it, it's been a long time.
Yeah. So-
That's funny.
Yeah.
Commission breath means that, dude, you were trying so hard, you're hungry. So you verbally vomit everything you ever can do for anyone. And your hope that they were gonna stick to one thing that you say is gonna be the one thing that they're gonna buy from you. But unfortunately, when we start to do this commission breath verbal vomit, we stop listening. Because there's really only one thing we really listen to, and that's the sound of your own name. So I need to use your name when I'm talking to you. I need to use your name when we're on the phone, because the more I say your name, the more you're gonna perk up and listen to me. And the only thing I'm gonna be talking about to you is you. The best way to sell is not to sell. Everyone wants to buy, no one wants to be sold to.
Yep.
So how do we make that work? So that's what we've gotta kinda look like. Get rid of the verbal vomit where they're talking about themselves. Get rid of the commission breath. So now that we know that, so what do you do first?
Ask a
Ask
question.
questions.
Ask questions. Well, we still gotta introduce ourselves, right?
Right.
Because normally, here's what we do, networking situation, you go stand your ass in the corner. You hope you go find someone that you already know, and then generally you'll talk to them, and then you'll stick there and not leave them. That's what most people do in network, it's default. Why? Because it's our comfort zone. Well, guess what happens in our comfort zone? No sales, not a damn thing. Because you've already talked to them, you know them, if they're gonna buy your shit, they would've bought your shit.
Yeah.
And it's not there. And that's a different relationship we need to build a different way. You already know them, go away. Come back to what we talked about, right? You're gonna be the connector.
Make new connections.
Go make a new connection. There's too many people in a room not to. Because, again, the thing that you're so excited about, that one person's gonna take all your time, is gonna be the same person that doesn't wanna talk to you. Or then you're avoiding them, they avoid you. So in lieu of that, you're talking about them. So in this networking world, and typically when we network, how many people are we looking at in a group of your networking? 20, 30, 40?
Mode, yeah, usually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Right, 20, 30, 40-ish. So now we've gotta go in on purpose. So we already got one thing down, don't talk about you. You're gonna ask them questions first. So, you're gonna ask them first, what are you asking them?
Who are they?
Well, yeah,
Well, they're
you're introducing yourself, but then generally people say, what do you do?
Yeah.
Which isn't a great kickoff.
Can be, but it's used a lot.
It's used a lot, and it won't have you.
You ain't gonna stand out, right?
Yeah, it won't have you remember.
I like to say, ask people to tell me about themselves and what they do.
Well, let's back, yes, I agree, I think that should be 100% there, but let's back up. If we got 20, 30, 40 people in a room, how long's a typical networking event?
30 minutes.
Well, they're
To an hour.
an hour, most are an hour.
Well, they usually have some kind of a speaker or something going on.
Sometimes, yeah, especially in the red carpet world, but
Yeah.
typically if you go to a large networking, like a chamber event, they'll give you an hour, hour and a half.
Yeah.
Which gives you 45 minutes, cause there's the beginning stuff, the end stuff, put a little token in there. Alright, so what is your goal for going to that meeting?
Let people know who I am and what I do. Like, that's my goal, the money, right?
Uh-huh.
Connections that turn into clients.
Is that how we're gonna, yeah, so how are we gonna remember you?
Yeah, right, I don't want to put that out as my goal. Hey, can you give me clients?
Yeah.
You know, but to stand out, yeah, like, that's why, you know, tell me about yourself, like, tell me what you do, what makes you,
First, we gotta go on purpose, right?
yeah.
So when we go on purpose, what things are we gonna ask?
My,
Your goal.
well, go 4 people at a networking event. To
In an hour.
In an hour to meet 4 people.
So how much time do you spend with them?
That's perfect. I'm glad you asked that, because if you have a good conversation, a good quality conversation, you're gonna have about 6 to 7 minutes per person, but you also have to leave time inside that to,
Yeah.
you know, for getting a cup of coffee, or walking over here, or just shutting your pie hole and listening for a while as well too. So my
So
goal has
if
always
you-
been 4.
Okay,
Yeah.
if you talk to me for 6 or 7 minutes, you're the person I'm avoiding.
Yeah, I was gonna
I was
say.
just gonna say.
So-
I wouldn't think so.
Go, it is. It is, out of the thousands of groups I do.
It's a long time.
So that's what we're learning, that is
Take
a
their
tremendous
time.
amount of time, cause then you go to
3
the
to
other
4
side,
minutes.
you only have 2 people.
Yeah.
So it's gotta be a little bit quicker, so you gotta be intentional. Cause you're only getting a few questions answered, yes, no, maybe, future, or referral. That's what you wanna find out right there. Cause the rest of that conversation needs to happen in the follow-up.
True.
So typically, you're gonna spend a minute on each side. So that's 2 minutes a person. For every person you meet, one for you, one for them. Because there's gonna be shuffling in there, like you said, there's gonna be the coffee getting, and you wanna leave it open, you don't wanna say everything you're doing, and all you're doing is asking for them. So typically, you're gonna stick in that minute apiece, 2-minute run. Some are gonna get longer, but you may be talking to the person does you no good, and one of those 4, 2 of those 4 just,
I had just looked at it as, if you're asking 4 questions of each other,
Yeah.
and each person is giving a 1-minute response to that, that's 8 minutes
right.
in itself. So that's why I looked at it that full.
Right, which this is, networking groups
Yeah.
aren't meant for that.
Yeah.
So those are the ones, you're meant real quick, dude, minute apiece, quick rundown, you're gonna find out, hey, dude, what gets you excited in the morning? Getting up, going to work, working out, whatever it may be, you wanna find, we all need to find out why we do what we do in that quick moment.
Mhm.
And that's really what, I wanna know if you're proven, driven, and hungry, dude, I don't care what you do, I wanna be there with you. I wanna be part of it, cause I know you're out there to build business, they should have it. So that's what I'm looking for. So it's yes, no, maybe, future, or referral, or the questions I'm answering in my head. Can we do business? Are you willing to? Do I wanna do business with you? And I'm getting all that from a feel of your attitude, not exactly what you do, cause I don't care what you do.
Yeah.
I wanna know more of you, that's why we met yesterday.
Right.
And I know you, but I learned more about you yesterday. And I wanna help you, I wanna be that connector, that's why I brought you in with the other
Mhm.
person that's there, because I think that would be a good connection, and somebody else that's gonna push you out.
Yeah.
And their skill is not your skill. True. Right? 2 different skills, I think that's me connecting you all. But we do that outside. So a minute, try to keep it a minute piece, and then yes, no, maybe, future referral, because now you know how to follow up. So now you look at that and you go, all right, well, how many am I looking at getting a hold of? Well, hell, because if I try Follow-up is our biggest thing that we're looking at, right? So when I go in a networking group, if I wanna be remembered, it's gonna be for good shit, cause they're excited, they're like, oh my god, that dude's passion is on it, cause I'm gonna talk about my why. Why am I here?
Absolutely.
Because people ask you, hey, because they're gonna ask you, because it's default, what do you do?
Yep.
You know what I do? I help you fall in love with your home, your office, and your vehicle again. That's what I do. Leave it something to where like, oh shit, how do you do that? Right? You're like, dude, I'd love to let you know, you got a card on you? That's a great way for me to remember, I'm gonna get a hold of you, I'll send you an email after this meeting today. And then let's find some time for you and I to connect. And then we're gonna do vice versa. But if you ask them first, they're gonna give you that feedback first. You have to lead the discussion. You have to lead the topic. You have to be in charge of the time frame, or it will get out of hand.
Yeah.
So just be in charge of the time frame, and then go, hey, I'm gonna let you go ahead. And if they continue to talk, go too long, then you move them on. Go, hey, I'm gonna let you get out and meet a few other people, because if I meet 10 people and I follow up with them, how many are gonna, the next day when I do that follow-up phone call or email, how many are actually gonna respond to me and go, hey, yeah, I'd love to meet with you?
Yeah.
2, maybe?
Maybe 1 out of 10.
Yeah.
Because why?
Stick out.
Because we suck at follow-up.
Yeah.
So even me following up, and I guarantee you I will follow up with every one of them, they don't follow up with you. You gotta remember, you're just one. You've sent one, so that's why this is all a numbers game. That's why you need to, 4, you might get probably 0 are gonna follow back up with you. If you got 10, you might get 1. If you got 20, sometimes I do it in a group. I'll drag a group together, and we just do a round robin. I'll lead, so they understand how quick we're gonna do this. How we're gonna set this up. Hey, what makes you happy? What's your happy time? What's going on in your world, right? You can ask what they do, or what do you do for fun. You wanna hear passion. That's all I wanna hear. I wanna know there's passion, excitement, proven, driven, hungry. They're gonna do the things they wanna do. Because I don't need somebody that's barely skating by. They don't like what they're doing. Their boss told them they had to show up to this meeting. They don't care. Or the ones that don't even chat about any of their stuff at all, and they're just dragging it out. Or you get the ones that only talk about them. Then you know, dude, there's no way this is gonna work together. So yes, no, maybe, future referral, those are what I'm answering in my head, so I know how to follow up. I note every business card I get through, or I'll keep them in a group if, like yesterday, I sponsored a meeting here. And I gave away a $50 gift card, took everybody's business card, gave them a stage, because we know there's a group, it's all the same, it's the red carpet. And that way we're gonna follow up in the same manner, because I offered them a special, they got $20 off anything they set up the next day. So you group them in that same situation, but I ended up with, what, 40 cards or whatever you got over there? Yeah. So now we know that's our immediate follow-up, you can direct with them positively, but when I say follow-up, what are you following up with? We're learning how to be fun to refer to, how to be,
Right.
stand out as that networking person somebody wants to be part of, so how do we do that?
Learn more about that person.
Yeah, so in your follow-up, how do you make them wanna respond to you?
See how I can help your business, see how I can, be of service to you, or how I can help them. You're wanting to help them, whatever
Right.
language you want to utilize.
Sage, what do you put out?
We always offer something.
Oh, yeah, time with me,
You wanna know what my thing says? So basically, like I said before, we reach out to people, let them know that we wanna learn more about them, what they do, how we can best support them. And while we're doing that, we like to give them a free car wash.
so let me get a feel, a sample of what we're doing, but really, we're there to learn about you. How can I help you? What is your situation now? What does it look like? And I'm just in a unique situation, I meet a lot of people. 300, 400, 500 people a week. And I'm doing the same thing, so if I only met 10 in every group, I do 10 to 15 groups a week, I wouldn't have enough I need a numbers game coming back.
Yeah.
So I wanna be effective in my world, so I can feed the 26 people that we feed in our company. I got 26 of them to feed, so I can't just do 10. 10's not enough.
Yeah, you're definitely in a high volume business.
right? We all are.
Yeah.
Cause we need more clients, right? We need more time frame. We can turn it. And guess what? If I get too busy, what do you do? If any of you get too busy, what do?
Stop showing up.
Hire somebody else.
Expand.
You expand, right? You
Yeah.
hire somebody you know, that you trust, a good employee, you train them well, you give them that, they get that same quality as you, so that way you can continue to grow your business.
Scale, yeah.
Because as soon as you stop the ball rolling, it takes a long time to get it back. I say it all runs, we call it a 12-week year. That's a book, awesome book, it's called 12-week year. It takes 90 days to get going. So you needed to start, the things that are coming through now, we did 2 months ago.
Yeah, we're just starting to get back on track,
We're-
with me being gone from the wedding and stuff.
Yeah, because it's a 90-day delay. Because it takes that long to get the ball going, to get your whole team in on the same spiel, knowing what's coming through, what have you put out there, the magic, the mojo, the showing up to the events and being, the biggest thing you could do is you gotta be consistent. We don't wanna not see you at the events you committed to all the time, because sometimes Sage, you got better numbers, but damn near every event I go to, we come back with a client, right?
If not more.
Every time I show up, even though I've gone to these same groups for 10 years or 15 years, it's like, oh shit, Ruby. That's right, I meant to tell you, I need to get my truck clean, we're selling it.
It's usually people that we've talked to or you've talked to.
Multiple times.
At least 5 times.
Yeah. Cause I was gonna say, it usually takes, 5 to 7 touches, as they call it,
Yes.
really to.
Well, yeah, that's it. So 80% of all closed business for every company in the world as an average is after the 5th follow-up. So that's 80% of all your closed business. 5 times you gotta follow up.
The hard part is finding ways to continually follow up, without being a pain in the butt.
So how is it? What do you do? What do you guys do for follow-up?
I've been doing a lot of video email. And I'll tell you, people love that. I have that Dub application.
What is that?
It's just an app called Dub, and so you can shoot a video.
D-U-B?
D-U-B-B, yeah. You can shoot a video, and then it houses the video, so it just sends a link with like a thumbtack, like your first little few seconds, and
So you're not sending a 20 gig email?
Exactly, so they click on that, it looks like the little, I usually do it with the wave, so they see me waving, they push on that, and it goes to that link, and then the video uploads, and, hey, Romy, good to talk to you the other day, I saw you at blah, 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 hey, whatever, and that's one of my follow-up tools, and I'm telling you, that works.
Awesome.
That sounds really cool.
It works very well, I love that application.
Cool.
Sage.
I'm not very
Don't
tech
even.
savvy, but that's a good one.
Don't even,
What'd you just sign up for?
too much.
Make a note of that.
Alright.
Yeah, I learned that when I was working for Meadowview in Greeley, because that was
That's awesome.
that was a high touch industry where you
Good, so there's one.
yeah.
That's one touch. You can't do that multiple rounds.
No, not all.
Because then we're like, dude, another video from this guy. But one, you're like, oh shit, that's awesome.
Well, what's really cool is that a person can reply with the video as well too, and so you can get a video exchange going back and forth.
Okay.
It's a really cool app. But anyway.
I love it, dude. We're gonna incorporate that. I like it.
Jessie Wang, she did a little training and said something like if you send a message to somebody, it's like the chances, or the percentage that they open it, it's like 20 or something.
Uh-huh.
And she said if you send a video, they open it 100% of the time.
Yeah, I've got like a 70% open rate.
Wow.
Yeah,
Are you using it?
I've never heard of it.
Or just any video? I was sending short videos of myself.
yeah.
And then I started, so that's one of my follow-ups too, is the video. Rare, we're gonna do a hell of a lot more of it now. The other is I do voice
Like a voice
memo.
text.
Yeah, voice text instead of just a text. And then I'll do a text, and we'll do an email, we'll do a phone call. Those are our setups. But now we know the ways to, so did you get those all? So what are we doing?
Doing voice text or doing video emails, or doing,
Personalized message.
yes.
Voice, text, phone call.
Yep.
and I say voice here, meaning voice recorded text message. What are we missing? Video email, regular email. Right, so how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 follow-ups, 80% of business gonna be closed after that, and it's mixing up the different genres, because what if they don't answer the phone?
When I do my own social posts, I'll tag those companies if they're connected to that post. If I'm like, hey, so-and-so just started this business, you know, at so-and-so, so they get that, they can share it with their customers, so, and their followers, so it can scramble on. Yearly, I do a post where, I started this when I first started my business, and said, you know, after learning what it takes, you know, how much work is involved, everything else, you know, it's the support in the community that will get you further. And so I wanna do a shout out to all these people that I know that have their own businesses. And I went by category and I tagged them, and then like hundreds of likes, because it was all mentioning those businesses and who those people were. I'm tagging, you know, like the owner and the business. And then it was just a whole full list of like 30 people. And then each year, if I know somebody that's doing something different or new, I add them to that memory of like, yeah, I did this.
So what'd you do with those? What'd you do with the folks that liked it?
I didn't do anything with it, but they knew now that I had started my own business and following me, and then again, it's making those connections and everything else. So it was,
which is awesome.
It was more to give to those people
Yeah.
than it was to call out for myself.
Yeah.
It just happened to
So what
be
could
like-
you have done?
What I
What should you
could
have
have done is with each comment, like comment back to those and
Every time.
let's get together. I wanna hear more about what you do and where you're at, and how I can connect you to these other people that are on this list, and what they can do for each other. So if you know anybody, so on and so forth.
So good, that's what you should have done, yes.
Yeah.
So anytime you get that, when you get a comment, you comment back.
Yep.
And especially like what you were doing, hey, let's meet. And not just let's meet, hey, let's meet Monday at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Give them an option.
Yeah, I've got Monday open, Monday afternoon, 2 o'clock, or
Yeah.
hey, how does Thursday?
You leave it at
look
that and
for
let
you?
them deny it, give them one option.
Yeah,
The more options you give people, the less likely they'll respond, because they're like, oh, let me think. You just tell them Monday at 2, they gotta say yes or no, then you can come back.
how's Thursday at 4?
Yep, and we do the same thing when we leave voicemails, and we talk to someone, go, hey, they'll be like, oh, dude, I'll get back to you, cool, you mind if we follow up Friday at 2 p.m.? We make a date, time for follow-up, and we ask permission for
Put
it.
it on the calendar.
And we stick it on the calendar, and it reminds them and us on our CRM system.
Yeah.
So make sure you're doing both. So 5 follow-up, how often, how quickly?
Like 24 hours.
Initially, and then what?
Then usually once a week after that.
Well, it depends.
Depends on who it is.
Did they say yes, no, maybe, future referral?
Yeah.
We find out which category they're in and how often you need to.
Right.
And so all of these should be, in our businesses, all of us here, these should be we're meeting you.
Right.
The goal here should be to physically meet them.
Mhm.
Because we're building relationships, we're building our tribe in order, because you're not trying to sell to the people you're networking with.
Right.
That is not your goal to sell to them. What is your goal? Sell through them.
Through them.
So your job is to sit with them, bring them to your tribe. So you're gonna teach and educate them how to listen to trigger words for people that need you. For people that need you, I need to be able to listen. How do I know that they need a painter? What is a trigger word for your business, your industry?
My house is ugly.
Okay, right? You're pretty blatant.
Yeah.
What else? What is something that I'll hear in conversation that I know to bring you up?
I don't know.
I need to sell my house, but I'm not sure if it's ready.
Yeah.
Okay. And then,
Good.
so that's what we do. The only time you get a person in your tribe is if you sat down with them. You need to teach me your trigger words, I need to teach you mine.
Yeah.
But then the biggest part of all of this, remember, you're the professional in your industry.
Trigger words is-
You need to train me on how to bring you up in conversation. So how do I bring you up? Hey, I know a guy. No, what's gonna set you apart that I go, hey, I know a guy that's done, Victorian homes in funky colors for years. Dude, he's got you, right? Didn't you tell me you did something?
Yeah.
Victorian, huh? Yeah. See, years of knowing each other.
Yeah.
But no, you gotta get to know each other. Then they're in your tribe. Your tribe is 200 people. That's the most connections we can ever remember and stay in contact with. So I am constantly kicking people out of my tribe. Like, dude, you suck, you can't be in it. But you gotta teach them what's not sucking. How do they remember you? Well, first off, if we're gonna all do this and we're all gonna be on the same page, I need you doing this. Dude, I need you at that minute on each side in a conversation. Because if I introduce you to someone we're networking with, I need to know you know how to handle it, follow up with it, and you're gonna do your 5-step follow-up, which I know you're good at, but now you know, I'm gonna find out your why in a minute. Do I feel that passion, proven, hungry, driven? If so, now I know you know what to do, and you've got a numbers game to hit. I know you're not gonna tie up all of their time. You're gonna hit them, bounce, go to the next, and sometimes the best way to do it, I find new people in a networking situation, grab them, I drag them around and introduce them, and teach them how I would do it. And here's how you be successful with it. I let them know. Make sure, sometimes I'm teaching, hey, grab a card from them. You didn't bring a pen? I always bring tons of pens. Here, take one of mine, make a note, what did they tell you? Shit, for me, I'm asking them, they're like, oh, you're a detailer? Yep. Dang, dude, I got to scratch down the side of my car. I'm like, oh, what happened? What kind of car do you drive? I'm taking notes like that, so that way when I hand her those cards I picked up, she calls them, I'm like, hey, Ford F-150, they need to get an interior they're trying to sell this thing. Now she can call with information, because now that follow-up is, the more personal information you have, the more likely they do sweet noise with their ears, right?
You remembered me.
Yeah, you're like, oh my God, you remember me, you remembered I had a Ford F-150, and that my son drove it down the driveway and back to our trash can. Personal, you gotta create personal, because that's our next thing, what is in your content? So if they're gonna remember you and think you're the best thing in the world, first off, you would use their name a lot, you're gonna use their name in it, and you're gonna mention things you guys talked about. It's hard to do that if you don't take notes when you're at 10 to 15 networking events a week, and I'm meeting 10 people minimum at each one, so now I just met 150 people this week. How am I gonna keep that straight if I didn't take a note on a business card? Because you're not following up with any of your crap. They don't care that you sell ice cream. They care that you listen to them and you're gonna give them some information. Going, hey, I know you were looking for a home. Tell you what, look at the market stats I just got from one of these real estate agents that I network with all the time. Did you know? Hey! Was he Vaughn? You guys didn't know? Vaughn Myers? So then you're giving them information that's gonna be useful for them, that's gonna be important to them, because now you listen to them. Or maybe you found out they like a baseball team, dude, and you go pull up a stat and send it to them. Maybe they hadn't seen.
Do you know the 3 R's of communication? That's essentially kind of what you're talking about. So there's 2 different formats, there's recognize, respond, and refer, and then there's restate, reframe, and respond. And those, it's essentially what you're explaining with the way in which you want people to communicate with one another and how to build a connection and to understand what their needs are.
Yeah, you can call it a conversation stack, there's tons of words for it, and tons of ways you different do it, and how do you talk to them, and then after you create that meeting and you meet with them one-on-one, then how do you create a conversation? There's a whole thing called the conversation stack. And with that, you're gonna talk about their family, occupation, travel, blah, blah, blah. Because you gotta make it them, it's always about them. If you do that, they think you're the best listener in the world. You're the most interesting person in the room when you do that. Because they don't remember you not talking about you, they remember you listening about them. That made you the most interesting person in the room because you were just listening to them. So that's how you get remembered, that's how you stand out networking. So make sure when you're doing that follow-up, it's gonna be about them. Something you've heard, take a note on the business card. That is why I hate, I know that's a rough word, I hate virtual business cards. They're useless.
I started
And you
using
gotta
one,
do
I was
whatever
like, but I
app it
have
is that
no
they're on
way
and all that.
to know who has my information.
Yeah, and then-
Zero way.
And then I have to put your shit on my phone because they want you to add the contacts. Dude, I don't know you.
Right.
I don't want you in my phone.
Yeah, till I know you, I don't, yeah, I've already got
Yeah.
700 in there.
I'm not gonna be emailing you as the dude, I don't need you in my phone until I find out we have a connection.
That's the CRM's for.
Me and Brandon, I'm in your phone, you're in my phone, dude, I've texted you jobs.
Yeah.
Because we know each other that well, but it's been years, like, what'd you say the other day, 10 years?
Probably 10, yeah, probably 2015, something like that.
So we've known each other for a long, long time.
Yeah, long.
And then we get to that point, because know, like, and trust each other, we understand what we do and how we build business, but before then, I can't write on your virtual business card.
Right.
Yep.
And sometimes if it's your last card, I'll take a photo of it and I can take notes. So I'm cool with that too. I do use a virtual business card system.
You just started.
Yeah, about a year ago. And I love it, it's called
Yeah.
Haystack. Oh, you could take notes in there, dude, I use that shit all the time, because I'm like, oh, they're like, I only have one card left, that's cool, keep it, I'm just gonna take a photo, and it sends them an email immediately, my follow-up is done. And then that email is like, hey, great meeting you, love to get to connect with you, that would be awesome, hey, here's the next 10 classes I'm teaching, by the way, the first and third, so you can learn how to Sukless. It's just in there automatically. But Haystack, love it, there's a free version, there's a paid version. Love the free version because it sends them an email as soon as you scan their phone, scan their business card. It allows you to scan both sides, it converts it, OCR, optical character recognition, it'll read their email and be able to send them an email straight from your email.
You have like template emails that you send to them or something?
Yep, I have a generic, yep.
Always.
And it says, hey, and it puts their first name in,
Right.
hey Brandon, great meeting you at this event, love to get to know more about you, when's a good time we can meet one-on-one? And if not, you're too busy, here's some classes I have coming up over the next few months. And so it lists every 12 of these classes that we're doing here.
And that's like your Rolodex of too, because anytime I'm like, I know somebody who does that, let me go look. And, or it's like someone reaches out, and I'm like, who was that person again? And I'll go look. I'm like, oh yeah, now I
Pull it up,
remember,
because
yeah.
you started using it, right, the
Yeah.
Haystack, after we talked about it last year?
You know, I was looking for a good one of those, cause my problem is I'll get a card, I'll put it in my pocket, and then
Yeah.
it winds up somewhere, or it gets lost.
Gets washed and you don't have it, so
Or-
a lot of times I'll scan them right away, if I'm sitting there talking to you during your 1 minute, oh, good, let me get your card. Scan it, automatically sends it to my file, got it, I can note in there what we talked about, you can note in there later. I'd much rather just do it on their card,
Right.
but if you can't, or if that's the only card they have, that's the only reason I don't like digital cards, because it wants to save it to your contacts and not in a separate system. This one is an entire, you can share your card that way, hell, you can share somebody else's card that way, I can share your card that way. Hey, do you know a handyman? I referred you today, right? Did you get that email? Oh, it's a Facebook referral I sent you this morning.
Okay.
Tell people to do that, not everybody checks Facebook like you do.
Alright, do what I gotta do.
Or tell me to tell them.
Yes, so content. So make sure you have the content that's about them, or about something you talked about them. Because that's the best way to get them to respond, and always leave a open-ended question. Every time, leave a question. Because it gives them a reason to respond, or ask them a question in it. And you gotta remember, you need a numbers game, so that's why I have to do this 150 times. How many responses out of the 150 in a week do you think I get? 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe. It takes that many. This whole business of marketing, sales, follow-up, training, I tagged you personally, so you're.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll find it, so, yeah. Okay, I'll find it here somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, they were just looking for a reliable handyman in Greeley this morning.
Okay.
Oh, I would have tagged you about probably 6 AM.
Okay, I'll look for it.
So that's what we're doing, that's how you stand out, is you make yourself that person that's responsible, that does the follow-up, that continues to follow up, because if I just followed up once, like I said, I send everyone an email, I send 150 emails and I get 2, 3, 4 responses and that's it, from the first one. Do you just stop? No, you have to follow up another way. Remember, we have our 5 ways now. I can do a voice message, now I can do a text. The other way, I might go hunt them up on LinkedIn and send them a voice message. Hey, we met the other day at here. Which I have, like 5,000 folks that are connected with me on LinkedIn, which is a great way that I've found to build relationships in business. And if not, we're doing a phone call. We phone call and email every one of them. And it's in conjunction. Hey, she'll go through and she'll get that stack of 40 business cards she got yesterday. She'll go through and send every one of them an email, and then call them and go, hey, just letting you know, I sent you an email with some info, just make sure you got it, so that way if they answered, they know they have an email sitting there. Making sure it didn't go to spam, because that shit happens all the time. So that's why you can't just rely on one. Maybe the email I sent went to spam, and I'm gonna make sure that's the only way I'm getting in contact with you, then I leave it in your park. Guess what? No matter how the situation goes, no matter what happens, you're the asshole. It's your fault. If they don't respond to you, it's your fault. Maybe it wasn't the right content. Or maybe you were the dude I don't wanna talk to anymore. Because all you're doing is you. Guess what? You say that in a networking situation, guess what I get from most of you in social media? Just you. All you're doing is feed me full of you. How does that make me feel? All right, let's turn it around. How do you feel when I take one of your posts and I share it out and I go, dude, this is an amazing company. If you ever need a handyman, you need to work, and I've done this for you. It's not you, it's Savage.
Yeah, I did it for you yesterday.
Yeah, so see it in those posts, putting that forward. Then you're like, but what does that make me wanna do?
Do it again.
Do it again the next time. That's why you teach your tribe to be part of your tribe.
Reciprocate.
Yeah, because we can't do this alone.
Yeah.
We need 200 people selling us to make it work.
Yep.
But that means Sage needs 200 people doing this for her. My people aren't her people. So if you have someone that works with you, or you have another networking partner, their people are their people. All our personalities are different. The way we talk to people, the way we react, the way we interact, it's all different, so we each have our own people, yeah. Because there's some people who do not get along with me at all, amazingly. And they may get along with Sage.
I knew it was Adam.
If they don't like me, they tend to like me. If they don't like me, they tend to like him. It works.
Because that's gonna happen.
It's human nature,
Yeah.
it is what it is,
We all don't connect and get along. Sometimes you just have that, you were born on the 1st of January and I was born at the end of December, and then we just don't mesh. Right? Something could happen. Or you're just an asshole and we don't get along.
You look like my cousin that pissed me off when I was 6.
Right? I don't like people named Teresa.
Yeah,
Just
right.
Yeah. My ex-wife's name, no. Letting that.
To be honest, I was at a networking thing at lunch, and there's this woman that I've met before, but every time I talk to her, this is her look on her face. Yeah, so like who wants, like this? Not just this side eye, but the side eye down.
The RDF
And it's
is
like,
hard.
I don't like you. It could be that simple, of like, I don't know if we'll be friends.
When I was a manager for Rotec, I had a rep out that was worked in Boulder, and I went to a cardiology office, or a pulmonary office, I'm sorry, and we were doing an in-service. And this is like 2001, so I still had hair on my head and had a flat top, you know? And it totally looked like, I just got out of the service, because that's just how I've been my whole life. Well, anyway, towards the end of the discussion, I looked at this one lady, she just was mean mugging me the whole time. And I said, do you have any questions for me? And she goes, yeah, how long have you been a baby killer? And I was like, excuse me? He said, oh, you're just a fucking baby killer. And I was like, I'm sorry, but that's out of line, and your boss and I are about to have a discussion about it. I was like, wow, I was like, oh, holy crap. But Jessica and that girl were like, my rep and her were almost like besties, you know? But I was just like,
Connect with who we connect with.
yeah, like, wow, I was crazy. But anyway, yeah, so you never know. Could be your haircut.
How completely inappropriate.
Or the lack
It's
of it.
really, really rude.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so now we got some ideas on the way to do it different, the way that you can stand out, the way they're gonna remember you. And I've had some awesome ideas. So now we're just gonna roll through you real quick. There's some questions at the very bottom here. Just gonna have you answer those three. One's gonna be, what's your takeaway? How will you apply this to your next networking opportunity? And then, how are you gonna connect with 3 people? Second look at it, and then we're just gonna go through, and that's how we're gonna wrap up. So one's gonna be one of your takeaways today, how are you gonna use it? And then what is something you can do today to make a difference? What is something you're gonna do today? What is one of 3 people you can connect with today? Somebody you've already talked to, how are you gonna follow up? Can you follow up? Something you can do today. Because if you start today, then you can already say you got the ball rolling. We already started this for you. If you didn't have it started, you haven't started. So if it's a connection, you can send a quick email to. Or is it a text? Can you text them, even someone you already know, already in your phone, text them, hey, do you have time to get together in the next week? Just text them today, something you can do today. I guarantee you, there's somebody within your phone that you can text today to set up a meeting. And now you're gonna use what you learned to do that. So let's go, what can you do today? What is your key takeaway?
Yeah, well, I've got a whole slew of people to follow up with from an event this morning, and then I'm going to another event tonight. And so, yeah, and then I think just having the different ways of following up and being consistent in that, and figuring out who to follow up with again.
Right, and we have a whole nother class on, like,
Yeah,
the answers to that and how often to follow up.
right.
And that's that yes, no, maybe future referral
Mhm.
question.
My key takeaway from this is to shut up and follow up. So, don't talk too much, because when I get nervous, that's what I tend to do. I wanna overshare. So, coming up with this is a good question to ask, like, tell me about a win this week. Or something, what makes you proud of your business? Something like that. So out of the ordinary, that they get to really show their passion for their work. But, how will I apply it? I'm gonna shut up. Yeah, just ask more questions and feel comfortable with, because it can be, I'm an extrovert with an introvert side, so walking into a room, if I know those people, fantastic, I'll be all over the place. If I don't, I can get very quiet, and that's not what I showed up for, right? So, so not letting that overwhelm me, and, go ahead and make the first initial handshake and say, hey, tell me about yourself. Yeah, what wins did you have this week? So, and then what I can do today is send texts to people like these fine gentlemen and other people I met today.
And you got everyone's card, and you guys exchanged cards, all of you?
Yep.
And
Sanjay?
my husband is a general contractor, and he's always looking for crews and such, so.
Alright.
But you got my card?
I don't have your card.
Nope. I don't know. And Alex, everybody's fired in.
Got one yesterday.
What do you do with it?
Give it away.
Give it away.
So your
You
change
like your
challenge,
look.
yeah, my challenge is to you is to give that away.
Okay. All right.
Oh, it's so cute, I like, thank you. Check
I
it
will
out
do
back.
that.
Give it away, give it away, give it away.
I don't want you holding on to it, dude, that doesn't do any good.
Okay, okay.
I don't need you having 3 of them.
Yeah, I don't know, yeah, I don't even know, I don't like her.
Go find somebody with some dirty headlights.
This is great. Roby, check out the back of my card.
That's fantastic.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's really
What a
fantastic.
dinosaur.
Yeah.
I like how it's kind of like, CoverGirl too. Your,
Cover it, cover it.
Alright,
Okay.
so we got takeaway.
Yes, take away, move a little quicker at my networking, that's number one. Number two, how we apply networking opportunities, one other thing, is that haystack. That faster follow-up with less time consuming than sitting down and, okay, what was that card?
Get your first one done immediately, your 24-hour follow-up.
Yeah, get those done in a place to, because time is money. And
Yeah,
that's-
then you can focus on your video later.
Exactly, you have to do that quick, because even with that, I could probably still set up that link with the introduction video saying, hey, it was good meeting you yesterday, you know? Let me get together with you.
I love that, dude.
Some way to increase my efficiencies within this, because as you know, as a business owner, efficiencies are everything. If you're not working efficiently, time is money. And then so, things I can do today, I do have follow-ups that I need to do, via text. I am not very good at texting, just because fat thumbs and little screens.
So the goal,
But-
but I would think the goal, every one of you, before you leave here, text someone to meet with you in the next week.
Right.
Pick a day. If you're open Monday, say, hey, can you meet Monday at 4 o'clock, or whatever it is.
Right.
To someone today that's in your phone before you leave this room.
Before
Pick
I
someone.
leave the room.
Yes. Because where are we from? Where do you live, Travis? Fort Collins?
Yeah.
Where do you live? Evans?
Agreed.
Greeley? Fort Collins? Greeley. So we're all,
Yeah.
3 of us are in Greeley.
Yeah.
Sage?
my takeaway is how important it is for me to follow up faster. And how to use that, follow up faster.
And what are you gonna do today before you leave the room?
I'm texting people right now.
Already, done.
And I've already sent about 10 emails while I've been sitting here, so.
Perfect. So that takes us to the end of our session.